Hey everyone, I hope that you guys are doing amazing wherever you are. In this video, I wanted to speak to you guys about the earthworms in our soul. It's a really weird concept. Let me backtrack and explain, okay? When I was young, I used to live in the Middle East. My father had a job with a contracting company, and so we moved around all over the Middle East. But in the summer holidays, for 2 months, we would go back home. We would go to Delhi. New Delhi, which is where my parents had a house. My parents and grandparents lived there, and my father's brothers lived there as well. And so we visited his family. We stayed with them for the 2 months. My father would come just for a couple of weeks and then go back to the Middle East. But my mother and I and my brother and sister would all stay there for the 2 months before going back home, right? And it was a rainy season there. July, August is when we usually went there, and it was always rainy season. And so we would go there and we would sit there. And when it was raining, I would realize or notice that all of the earthworms in the soil, I guess they were buried deep into the soil, but when it rained, it was, I guess, suffocating for them. And so they all crawled up onto the surface. So after the rain, all of them were on the surface, and you could see them all sitting there, crawling about, hundreds of, thousands of them, just crawling all over the place. It was actually quite scary at first for a child like me who had never really seen that many earthworms. Eventually I got used to them. Eventually I became friends with them. But I think that's what, I kind of use the same analogy for life, that when we are in this world and we're kind of going through all of the emotions and we're dealing with all the different things that we deal, all the struggles that we have, all the situations that we have, all of the things that we have to do in order to survive, all of our earthworms come crawling out of our soul. All of the shadows, all of that deep, dark stuff, all of that crap, all that gunk, all that slime, all that stuff comes up rising to the surface. And all of it's there in front of us, and we can see it, and we see it right in their face. And we think to ourselves, wow, whoa, what the hell is that? Why is all this stuff on the surface? What is this gunk? What is this goo? Right? And so all the earthworms are coming out, and they're all of our dark, deep shadows, all of our stuff. Right? And a lot of times when this comes up is when we're doing our important work, right? For example, right now I'm building my membership site, and my earthworms are all coming out. All of my deepest fears, all of my deepest shadows, all of my hurts, my fears, my doubts, my anxieties, my frustrations, my jealousies, my stuff, all my earthworms that's inside my soul, under the surface, they're all coming up to the surface. All of them are out here, and I can feel so much. All of the feelings, all of that stuff is out there just bugging the hell out of me. Right? What do we do with all these earthworms? We can't just pack them back in because they're out there for a reason, right? They're coming up because they were suffocated down there, because they need the air, because they need the sunshine, because they need to be out there, and they need to be out there with us looking at it so we can deal with it. Once we deal with it, they can go back up, go back underneath again, or just dissipate into the air, right? That's what we want to do, is that we want to dissipate into them into the air. We don't want them coming back up again and again and again, all right? Sometimes they will, which is totally fine. Some of these take a long time to dissipate. But mostly what we're trying to do is deal with each of these earthworms and say, okay, what is this about? This is my fear that I'm not good enough. Oh, this is my fear that no one is going to buy my membership site because I'm a complete loser. This is my thing that I'm never going to sell a single one of these membership sites because it's completely based on an ethereal idea in my head and it's going to be a complete failure. Right? Sorry, I had to yell that last part out. So all of these earthworms are coming out, and I'm dealing with it, right? One by one by one. Because I've dealt with a lot of earthworms in my life, a lot of those shadows, I know that this is a shadow. It's not reality, right? It's not real. None of this is real because nothing is really real. But it's not really based on reality. I'm not a loser. And some people might buy my stuff. Some people might not. Some people might hate it. Some people might love it, right? So we never know what's going to happen. But as creators, as a creator of this membership site, I have to create it. I have to create it to put it out in the universe. Because until I put it out into the universe, no one is going to be able to judge it. And it's going to be in my head. But I have to put it out there despite the earthworms so people can take a look at it, they can deal with it, they can work with it, they can massage it, they can give me feedback, I can improve it, maybe not improve it, change it, dump it, whatever it might be. But it has to happen. One of my good friends, Henrik, told me or said something really profound, and I was so grateful that he said that because he was so accurate. He said, this is my life's work, and I have to do it. No matter what happens, I'm going to do it. No matter if everyone tells me it's absolute bullcrap, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it no matter what happens, no matter what the feedback is, because this is my life's work. This is my stuff. I have to put it down into the universe before I die. And it might be tomorrow, right? So I have to do it as soon as possible. And so this is work that I'm here to do. What is your work? Even if the earthworms are coming out of your soul telling you, don't do it, you don't know what you're talking about, you're an idiot, blah, 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 you still have to do your work. Because that's how we progress past these earthworms. Once I do this membership site and put it out there, whenever it might be, all those earthworms that are related to the membership site are going to dissipate. They're going to pop like a bubble. They're going to be gone. And then new earthworms are going to come up, right? And new things will come up. New things I'll have to deal with. It's totally fine. It's not a big deal. This is what life is all about. It's about progress, like keeping on moving on. That's what we do with this stuff, right? But if we don't deal with these earthworms and we see them and we run away, that's when they're going to come up over and over and over again. They're going to get bigger and bigger. They're going to grow fatter and fatter. They're going to get monstrous. They're going to become humongous, and they're going to take over our entire psyche. That is when we need to really run away from them, because they're really too big for us to handle, and that's when really disaster happens, right? What we need to do is cut them off before they become that big. Cut them off as soon as they're babies, right? Cut them off when they're tiny. And that happens by dealing with them one by one. Taking each earthworm of your soul and seeing, okay, what is this about? Oh, this happened because my English teacher told me that I was horrible at English. I'm never going to be, ever going to be good at spelling. Well, this is what it's about. Okay, so I can beat her. I'm going to get really, really great at spelling. I'm going to do as much writing as possible. Okay? And then you pick up another earthworm and see, okay, what is this earthworm about? Oh, it's about the fact that my grandmother thought I was a curse to the family because I was the firstborn girl. Ah, that's what it's about. Okay, I'm going to deal with that. I'm going to get rid of it. I'm going to realize that even though I was a girl, I was a great luck charm for my parents, and they got a great job after it, and I am the reason why we're all living in Canada. Right? I mean, like, I'm obviously exaggerating, but that's how we kind of are going to deal with each earthworm. And they're going to come up, guys, so I'm sure you're kind of dealing with some right now. I'm definitely dealing with some right now. So many earthworms, so many shadows coming up, especially because this work that I'm doing, this membership site, is really important to me. It is my soul. It is my life's work, right? And so it's really bringing up a lot of stuff for me. And I'm so grateful, of course, for it, because I can deal with it and I can kind of let it go. But it's also really hard, right? I have a great support system behind me. I'm so lucky. But I wanted to let you guys know that the earthworms in our soul are constantly going to come up for us. Constantly. It's just the way it is. I hope this makes sense to you guys. I hope that you guys have an amazing day wherever you are. If you guys want to join my team, you can do that at patreon.com/boomshikha. And I'll talk to you guys next time around. Bye for now.